didn't go well. The Haunting of Maple Street. On Halloween night, Maple Street was alive with children dressed as ghosts, goblins, and witches. Laughter echoed through the air as kids went door to door collecting candy. However, one house remained dark and silent. The old Patterson house at the end of the street. The Patterson house had been abandoned for years. The stories whispered among the neighbors claimed it was haunted. They said old Mr. Patterson had vanished one night, leaving the house to rot. As the legend went, his spirit never left, and every Halloween, strange things happened there. Curious and fueled by the thrill of the night, 4 friends, Lily, Jack, Sam, and Emily, decided to explore the Patterson house. They stood at the rusty gates, their flashlights barely piercing the thick darkness. "Are you sure about this?" Emily asked, her voice trembling. "Come on, it's just a story," Jack replied, trying to sound brave. "Let's go." They pushed open the creaking gate and made their way up the cracked path. The front door was ajar, as if inviting them inside. They stepped into the house, the air thick with dust and the smell of decay. Their flashlights flickered, casting eerie shadows on the walls. The floorboards creaked under their weight, and the silence was oppressive. Suddenly, a cold draft blew through the hallway, extinguishing their lights. The friends huddled together, their hearts pounding in unison. From the darkness, a faint whisper echoed, "Get out." Lily's hand tightened around Jack's. "Did you hear that?" she whispered. Before anyone could respond, a loud bang came from upstairs, followed by the sound of footsteps. Heavy, deliberate footsteps, moving closer and closer. The friends' breaths quickened as fear took hold. "We need to leave," Sam said, pulling at Jack's sleeve. But Jack shook his head. "No, we need to see what it is." They cautiously climbed the staircase, each step groaning under their feet. At the top, they saw a door slightly open, a dim light flickering from within. Summoning all their courage, they pushed the door open. The room was cold, unnaturally so. In the center stood an old rocking chair, moving back and forth on its own. A figure sat in the chair, a shadowy silhouette of a man. His eyes glowed with a ghostly light, piercing through the darkness. "Who dares enter my house?" The figure's voice was a low growl. Lily screamed, and the friends turned to flee, but the door slammed shut behind them. The figure rose from the chair, floating towards them. The temperature dropped further. breathes visible in the air. You should have stayed away, the ghost hissed. The friends backed against the wall, their terror paralyzing them. The ghost reached out a bony hand, inches from Jack's face. In a desperate move, Jack swung his flashlight, hitting the ghost's hand. The figure let out an unearthly scream, the sound echoing through the house. In that moment, the door burst open and they ran, not daring to look back, down the stairs, through the hallway, out the front door. They didn't stop until they were back on the well-lit street, gasping for breath. The Patterson house stood silent and dark once more, but the friends knew they would never forget the horror they faced that night. They never spoke of it again, but every Halloween they made sure to stay far away from the house at the end of Maple Street. As they grew older, the memories of that night faded but never fully disappeared. Lily moved to another state, Jack joined the military, Sam went to college, and Emily stayed in the town. Forever wary of the old Patterson house, they all stayed in touch, but they never discussed that fateful Halloween. Every so often, they would receive a group message from Emily, reminding them of the pact they made to stay away. One Halloween, years later, Emily received a call from the town's historical society. They were renovating old houses, and the Patterson house was next on the list. The society wanted to turn it into a museum, showcasing the town's rich history.